Hey everyone, welcome to Millennium Computer's online 5-minute tutorial series. Today's course is going to answer the question, how do I use the new concatenate option in the advanced options? Now, I guess the secondary question to that is going to be, what the heck does concatenate even mean? So we're going to start by running a basic report in FAST student reporting. And keep in mind, this is a module neutral feature. So this feature can actually now be found and applied to any module in FAST where you happen to use the advanced options in versions 4.3.15 and higher. So step one is just going to be running a report like we always do. I've only selected a couple filter options here. One is a function-based filter of current term, and two is a subject number that is like 1. In other words, I'm trying to pull back all the courses that start with a 1 or are 100 level courses. Now this is giving me a pretty healthy data set. I've got 230 records here for the current term, and this might be useful to you. This might be exactly what you're trying to find in terms of information. But one of the really important things to remember about all FAST reports is that if I dive into my Advanced Options tab, I can do a whole bunch more stuff with this report, and really allows me then to aggregate the results and view the information in a variety of different ways. The Advanced Options is going to be in one of two places. One is it could be just like this across the top of your report results page. Second option is it could be tucked into that plus more tab. So either way, let's go ahead and find advanced options and select it now. Now under advanced options, we have a few things we can do. One, of course, is using the crosstab feature. And two is just to pick and choose the different columns we may wish to enable or disable at the page level. Now, first step I'm going to do here is to select no columns. And that essentially just deselects all the columns on this report just for this particular execution. Keep in mind, you guys, advanced options are just simply end user tools. This has no net impact on any other end users. And in fact, unless I choose to save this as a pinned report, these are not settings that are going to hold at all. I'm going to have the option to save this when I'm done the rest of this work. Now, to use any of the grouping functions, you really need to think about what it is we're trying to display here. And to do that, I'm going to select my subject code to reintroduce to this report. And I'm also going to select the course number. Now, if I were to just rerun this as is, it would just simply be the same number of records, in this case 230, but it would look really stripped down because I would literally only have 2 columns in the report. What I want to do instead is keep my subject number listed as a column, but I'd like to use my grouping functions on my course number. I have all these different options here. You've probably seen count or count and display, maximum, minimum, and in some cases you'll also see a sum feature in this dropdown. I'm going to choose the latest option, which is called concatenate. So let's take this back to a little bit of a definition and talk about what concatenate actually means. Basically, we're saying here to concatenate means to link things together in a chain or series. Easiest way to describe it would be to take all the elements that happen to exist in those columns and merge them together into one. So let's rerun this with just a really basic data set selected. Let's also expand this column out so we can see all the information. What we have now is a really cool contracted data set where we did have 280 records. We now have a row count of only 22. I now see all my subjects listed alphabetically, and under course ID, I see all the different individual courses offered at the 100 level for each subject code. This is a different and really interesting way for me to review information as a list rather than in different separate columns or divided into rows. The concatenate feature can be used in a variety of ways in a ton of different baseline FAST reports. I do encourage you to experiment with the different advanced options, including a variety of grouping features to enhance your reporting experience. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you for the next tutorial.